Hey everyone, welcome back to Shark Tank Tips. I am Zoe Hewitt. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RealZoeHewitt. And standing to my right.
Hi guys, I'm Kelsey Hightower, and you can find me on all social media at Kels Hightower.
Today we are talking about the final Shark Tank product up. It was Benjilock by Robbie Cabral. He was asking $200,000 in exchange for 10% of his company. Basically, this is a lock that uses fingerprint technology, and I just felt like I wanted to put my finger up like that, like press something. Yes, had to press something. But what's really cool about it is that it also uses a regular key, so if the charge runs out, you can still open your lock. And even cooler still, you only have to charge it once for 30 minutes, and it lasts an entire year. He actually won.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
He won the CES Innovation Award and for 2017 for the Consumer Electronics, which is really impressive. Lori was impressed. Would you buy this lock?
I think maybe. I was going to say yes, and I hesitated because I remembered that I don't even use the fingerprint on my iPhone because I'm one of those people who I'm like, okay, I'm a little skeptical when it comes to using the fingerprints or the eye recognition or any of that futuristic stuff. Call me a grandma, but, you know, I'm just trying to protect my security as long as possible. It'll get out there eventually, but, you know, I'm just waiting. I'll be at the end of the bandwagon. But this is really cool. Like, I do want to compliment the technology, and I really am impressed that it has a key on it because that sort of thing freaks me out. I always like to be extra prepared, so I'm glad that it has like that spare key just in case something happens, because you know it's gonna eventually, no matter how good the technology is.
You do, but speaking of that key as backup, so the example that Robbie gave when he came up with this idea is that looking around the gym, people were forgetting their codes, which is so true because on the off chance that I go to the gym, because I don't go that often, I forget what my code is on my lock and it's a whole mess. So I feel like, but then you have to actually remember to keep your key out on the off chance it fails, so you still have to have a key, and the whole point of having a code is so you don't have to carry the key.
You just put in the spare part. Like, where do you keep your spare car key? Just put it with that.
Yeah, but you still then have to go home and get it. So you're at the gym, your stuff and your keys are all in your locker, and you're standing there like in your sweats.
I would then call it a sign to not go to the gym.
Yes! We have a winner!
There we go.
Robbie.
Day off, going home, let's eat some potato chips. Or some chocolate hummus.
Yes.
There you go.
If you don't catch that reference, hey, go back a couple episodes because we talked about Delighted By, which was a tasty hummus that you could lock in your locker if you wanted to with Benjilock. Now, something also that I want to discuss about this is that Robbie actually started crying. He had a great story about coming to this country, and it actually resonated a lot with A-Rod, both from the Dominican Republic, but he started crying, and we've definitely seen entrepreneurs cry on the tank before. 9 times out of 10, they don't get a deal. The sharks don't love it. I think they are harder on women who do it, but he did get a deal. Now, do you think it would have been different if he'd been a woman?
Well, I'm not sure if it would be different if he was a woman or not. I was moved by his story and what he was going through, and just thinking about how many people do get laid off from their jobs, and when he has a family and he has 3 kids.
And it was the day of his daughter's birth.
Yeah, and it's like, it was very moving, very emotional, and I got the chills just watching that. So I don't know, I thought that was good, but I will say, Mr. Wonderful, he didn't seem to be as moved by the tears, which he normally isn't either.
No,
so
I disagree.
Feel like that's consistent.
No,
really?
I totally disagree. Didn't you guys see him wipe the tear away? Unless it was weird editing, like, or on purpose weird editing, like it was what it does. I thought he was actually very emotional, and I noticed, so he did, skipping ahead, so he did a deal with Mr. Wonderful. Yeah. He had offers from almost all of the sharks, except Mark. He took Mr. Wonderful's deal, which was for 5% more equity than he had originally proposed. And as they hugged, Mr. Wonderful said all these really nice things to him about how much he believes in him. And he said, "I want to meet your wife." Yeah. Like, I have long said I love Mr. Wonderful. I thought he was moved.
Okay,
no?
Maybe so, but he's such a tough shell. Like, I didn't think so. I thought that he was, I don't know, he was looking past it. He was already thinking about how he was going to license this and put this into everybody's home and change the lock for all these other things. So I felt like he had the emotional breakdown. I don't want to call it a breakdown, but he got very emotional.
Not Mr. Wonderful.
Not Robbie. But, okay, yes, he did. And then while that was happening, Mr. Wonderful was kind of like, okay, I'm moving on to this. Like, okay, let's get back to the deal. So that's how I saw it. But I don't know. What do you guys
So tweet us, let us know, did you think Mr. Wonderful was emotional? Do you think that the crying helped? Because maybe this one time it did. Tank tip is cry if it'll work, I guess. Kelsey, where can everyone find you to let you know?
Guys, I'm Kelsey Hightower, and you can find me at Kels Hightower on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm Zoe Hewitt. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RealZoeHewitt. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.